We're getting in our bag, the mailbag. Hey, we're going to check the vibes at Auburn and Tuscaloosa, too. And we're going to talk Heisman Trophy. It's that college football show. Lock in and let's go. Welcome in, everybody, to that college football show. I am JJ. He is Eltoro. I'm a longtime sports broadcaster, formerly of Southern Sports Tonight, currently with the AHSA Radio Network and Sports Blitz Live. He, of course, won a national championship in 2010 and spent 3 years with the Auburn Tigers. The one and only Eltoro Freeman. How you doing, big dog?
Doing good, Jay. How about yourself?
I'm getting more excited, you know, where high school football has started. We're 2 weeks away from our games, but we're a week away from week 0. You know what I mean? So life's good,
Jay.
man.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure.
you can start to every now and then. It's like I walked out. Our son has a landscaping company, and so his guys come by and cut our grass every now and then. And so you walk out in the morning, the grass has been cut, and it smells like football practice. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I know that smell. I'm real familiar with that smell, Jay.
Now, I can't go back to it because I'm 55 and I'm too damn old. But you know, it hurt me back then. It would kill me now. But here we are. All right, man. Let's get into some football talk. We got a crazy busy show, and before we get started, please do me a favor. Look down there below and see that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click it. Doesn't take but a couple of seconds. Doesn't cost you anything. It's not going to sign you up for anything. And it helps us out a lot. And also hit the like button, a little thumbs up deal, and help us out there too. As we get closer to the season, Eltoro, I thought it'd be fun. About a week ago, I put out a prompt on social media to send us your questions from the viewers, right? We want to hear from some of you guys, see what you're thinking as we head in this football season. And we're going to call this, going to be a recurring thing. We're going to call this the Monday Mailbag, okay? So if you want to put something in the mailbag, you got a question, a comment, something you want us to address, we're happy to do it. You can email it to us. It's thatcfbshow@gmail.com, thatcfbshow@gmail.com, and maybe we'll answer your question right here in the Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC studios. All right, let's get into the first question. This is from JT, okay? And I think this is directed at me more than it is you, but, you know, we'll see. He says, why are you so down on Sig? He's just doing what every other coach would do if they could. He means that for me, right?
I'm waiting for your answer, Jay.
Yeah, okay. Because you're not as down on the Indiana scheduling as I am.
I'm not.
And so let me start with this, okay? I'm not down on Sig. I'm up on Sig. I think the guy's one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in college football. I think what he's done at Indiana is something that has never been done before, and hell, may never be done again. He's amazing. He is what he's accomplished there in just 2 years is beyond anything that anybody should have ever expected. I think the guy is fabulous. But there's another part to this. He canceled the Virginia series. Now he cancels the Notre Dame series. And then he says something stupid like, well, I'd love to play Notre Dame, but they should have to come to our place twice, and we only go there once. What? Yeah, no major program's going to agree to that. You're going to play a home and home. That's the way this works, right? So I'm not down on Sig. I'm down on that attitude. And yes, JT, look at me on this. It's important. I agree with you that every coach in college football would do the same thing if they could. The problem is that you have business partners, the conference you play in, the TV network that you know, if you're in the Big Ten, Fox Sports is throwing down $1.2 billion a year for those Big Ten games. And the first 3 weeks of the season, your schedule is absolute trash. So all I'm saying is, and again, as I've said before, I'm not saying you got to schedule Georgia. I'm not saying you got to schedule Tennessee. But you could give us how about Indiana versus SMU for a 2-game home and home? That'd be nice. I would watch that. I am not watching you play Howard. There's no world where I'm watching you play Howard or Western Kentucky. I'm not doing it. So, yeah, I'm not down on Sig, man. I'm down on this philosophy of, make your non-conference games as easy as you can.
Makes sense, Jay. And I totally understand you better than after you explained that. I mean, I actually agree with you, Jay. I agree with you 100%. Want to make it a little bit more TV worthy, huh?
I mean, I'm a fan. I want to see big games. I want to see Indiana play a Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be awesome. I'd love to see a 2-year home and home with Indiana and say Florida State. I would watch that, even Duke or somebody like that. I mean, I'm watching that. But I think as fans, while it benefits the coaches, see, the SEC has a rule that you have to schedule one Power 4 opponent in your non-conference schedule. The reason they have that rule is because the SEC has a lot of teams that have traditional rivals that are Power 4 teams. South Carolina has Clemson. Georgia has Georgia Tech. And so to make it, Florida has Florida State. We go on. But to make it fair to those teams, the SEC just put in a rule that everybody has to have one Power 4 non-conference opponent. Simple, easy. And I think this is just a guess on my part. I think when it comes time for the Big Ten and Fox to renegotiate their media contract in a few years, I would bet that Fox puts a little pressure. Puts a little pressure on the Big Ten. Like, we need some big early season games, man.
Especially after the defending champ schedules Howard, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You need that one. I want one or two breathers a year. I get it. Players need it. The coaches need it. But give me one that's at least interesting. It doesn't have to be, the biggest team in the world. It doesn't have to be Notre Dame, but something that's interesting. That's all I'm saying. All right. This next question from the mailbag, kind of a hot take. It's one of your guys, man. Email came from Weagle Forever. Okay. It's sort of a hot take. Well, I'm going to let you take this one. Kalen DeBoer will be fired this year. Book it. Not really a question, but I'm going to throw it to you, man.
I absolutely agree. If he doesn't bring back the physicality and the Alabama standard to play football, I think he don't make it, Jay. Because he has a lot of talent, at Alabama and Alabama, they play for the national championship, man. They don't play for a good winning season. You know what I mean? They play for the national championship. And if he's not showing promise of winning a national championship, I think he's gone, Jay.
I would agree with you, but I would say maybe in 2 years or 3, because that extension puts his buyout right around $70 million this year. Alabama ain't thinking about throwing up $70 million right now.
Even when they lose to Auburn in the Iron Bowl,
everything changes, man. Look, I'm just saying, I got a 10 in my wallet, so look, here is my thought. I can't imagine Kalen DeBoer getting fired this year unless it's a complete bottom out. And I'm talking about 5-7, dissension in the locker room, like complete chaos, right? Just a meltdown. I don't really expect that. So
no, I don't expect 5-7 either, Jay. I don't expect that.
We'll see how it goes. Now, look, 7-5 in December. He's going into next year on one of the hottest seats in the country. But I really don't expect 7-5 either. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for the question, Weagle Forever. All right, here's one. And one of our female viewers sent this one. Lady R says, do you think Lane Kiffin will win the SEC in his first year? Eltoro, I'll throw that one to you, man.
No, I don't think he'll win in his first year. I do think he can be competitive, but I don't think he can win in his first year. I mean, you just have two other, like Georgia and then Texas. No. I don't think so, John.
I'm with you. I don't think LSU is ready to win an SEC championship yet. And it won. Georgia and Texas, just it's like trying to catch somebody in a 100-yard dash when they got a 10-yard head start. You know what I mean? And so I just I don't see that either. But I agree, and thank you for the question. All right, here's a good one. JM Tide emails in. Again, the email address is thatcfbshow@gmail.com if you want to get a question in. Actually, before we answer this one, because this is a good one, let me tell you about Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. They're our anchor sponsor here. They're located in East Central Alabama, kind of close to the Georgia line. And people from all over Georgia, Alabama, Florida, all over the South come to Glenn Smith to shop for their next car or truck because they have over 500 vehicles on the lot ready for immediate delivery. The used car selection is absolutely fabulous. If you want an economy car, maybe you got a kid getting ready to go to college, right? If you want a family car for vacations and stuff, they can help you there. Sports cars, they got those too, man. And the used selection, they're going to work with you, going to give you a great price. You're going to drive away happy. It's Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. They're in Opelika, Alabama on the Columbus Parkway. You can visit them online at glennsmith.com, GLYNN Smith.com. And like they say, come on down and get ready to smile. All right, here we go with the next question in the mailbag. JM Tide asks, who will be the Alabama quarterback and why? So I think we can answer this. I mean, last week we had writer for On 3, Chris Lowe. Chris Lowe reported that he expects Keelan Russell to be named the starting Alabama quarterback maybe as early as today. Maybe by the time you see this tonight, he's already named it. And the word is that last Thursday's scrimmage, Keelan Russell led a long touchdown drive on the opening drive. There were some good runs in there. There was a rushing touchdown at the end of it. He's kind of getting a grasp on the offense. And the bigger word is he's just a little bit special with his just raw talent. And Keelan Russell's the Alabama quarterback, no question in my mind.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jay. Keelan Russell is the guy.
Yeah. And I think Austin Mack's really good. And what I think is going to happen, and Austin Mack may have to play this year. I mean, quarterbacks get hurt, man. So it's especially a guy who can run around like Keelan Russell can. So, Austin Mack's got to be ready to go too. And I feel good about Austin Mack if he has to come in a game or if he has to start a game or, something like that. So I think Austin Mack will play behind Keelan Russell this year, may get some playing time. I think Keelan Russell will establish himself this year. And then, with 1 year left to play, I think Austin Mack will transfer somewhere that he's going to be a starter and probably do very well. So, but things change at a heartbeat in college football. So, but yeah, I think we both agree. Keelan Russell's the man. And like I said, by the time this airs, it may have already been decided. And final question. This one is personally a question to you. It's from Don. Don says, does Eltoro believe that the Auburn defense can be as good as last year if the offense is running at a super high pace? All right, Eltoro, I mean, look, Gus Malzahn was the offensive coordinator when you were at Auburn. So you know something about this. When the offense is running at that pace, does it take something out of the defense? Does it change things? How does it affect you?
Yes, it definitely can tire out the defense. Actually, man, there was some situations on the sideline with Gene Chizik and Gus. Gene coming to the Gus and tell him to slow down the offense a little to let the defense catch a break. So that's a great question. Yeah. But I do think the defense will do very well actually, and I think they can have that balance. And I think that if it becomes a problem, then the Auburn offense and coach will adjust and make things right.
I remember when Golesh was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee. And that was they beat Alabama. I guess it was 4 years ago, whatever it was. They beat them at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. And it was the first time I think they had beaten Alabama since 2006, whatever. So it had been a long time. It's a big celebration. It was a big deal. I remember Golesh making a comment to the, one of the guys calling the game said that he talked to Alex Golesh. And Golesh said, yeah, I have to remind myself in this game, stick to the run, to the run, because you can't. He goes, if I go up against that Alabama defense, and I'm predictable, right? If they just know we're just dropping back and slinging it, because I'm going to get my quarterback killed. You know, so I think Golish is a smart offensive guy, and I think he wants to go fast. But I think if he gets a little lead, don't be surprised if, maybe a few more seconds tick off that play clock. You know what I mean? And like you said, the defense has got to breathe a little bit too. So yeah, great question, Don. Thank you, Eltoro. So what is a preseason? This isn't a question from the mailbag. This is just me. What is a preseason opinion you have that you are willing to completely own if it blows up in your face?
Auburn wins the Iron Bowl, Jay.
Okay. You've been saying it since we started this show.
And Jay, Auburn wins. Auburn wins the Iron Bowl, Jay.
So you're gonna own it though. You're gonna own it though if it goes bad.
I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own it, Jay.
Here's mine, and in mine probably. I think Texas A&M loses at least 4 games this year, and I say at least because I can see 5. I don't like replacing 4 starters on the O-line. I don't like replacing the defensive line. I don't like replacing secondary. I don't and I don't like the offensive coordinator changes. So yeah, I think LSU, not LSU, Texas A&M, I think is going to be one of the bigger disappointments of this season with at least 4 losses. And I'll own it if I'm wrong. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. I will always own a hot take. As long as you remember to remind me about it. If you don't remind me though, I'm gonna pretend like I never said it. So what's the old saying? Like, I guarantee it unless it doesn't happen.
Unless it ever.
All right, Eltoro, let's get to this next segment. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is another one I want to make a kind of a regular Monday segment because obviously the show is based in Alabama. We talk about all of the SEC and all of college football, but there's a special place in our hearts for those 2 teams that occupy the Iron Bowl. So I want to do an Iron Bowl vibe check, okay? And just kind of see how the fan bases are feeling. And there were a couple of different things that happened last week that I wanted to kind of bring up and we're going to talk about. We're going to start with the vibe check at Auburn, okay? We're going to start with the vibe check on the Plains. Alex Golish comes to town. DJ Durkin's still around. This was put out on the Auburn football Twitter page, promoting a new show they have. I just want you to watch this. It's about 20 seconds long, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Here we go.
Hey, let me have your eyes. To a man, let me have your eyes. Do I want it or do I not? Get your mind to a place where I just go. That's what Auburn is. A machine. Mindset. Go finish.
So I appreciate them blanking out, some of the audio. So we didn't have to. So, all right, your thoughts, man. I mean, I think Auburn people saw this, and I'm following through Twitter and everything, and I mean, Auburn people got fired up because it's 180 degrees from Hugh Freeze. You know what I mean?
Jay, I'm telling you, man, that is so exciting to see. You seeing the change of mindset, you seeing, the change of approach, and more of a physical approach. And that's what it's going to take in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? And then you seeing a group of guys that are believing in their coach, trusting in their coach, and also responding to their coach. You know what I mean? And so that would make this whole thing special, man. You know what I mean? I can't wait, Jay. I can't wait. And that's why I feel the way I feel about that last game of the season, Jay. You know what I mean? And we talked about this before, Jay, but I'm going to say it again, Jay. He puts an emphasis. He set aside periods in practice, putting an emphasis on that game, Jay. You know what I mean? And so, and it doesn't help that we haven't beaten Alabama in quite some time. So they also hearing that and understanding that too. And I think, if you want a chance to get Alabama, now is the chance to get them, Jay. Now's the chance to get them, especially on a Coach DeBoer, and when we're not sure if they're going to be able to match the physicality that Auburn will bring to Tuscaloosa.
So Auburn had an unfortunate injury today. I don't know if you saw this, but JJ Falk, who is Kedrick Falks' younger brother, edge rusher, a collarbone, had to have surgery on it. He is going to be out for at least till November and likely for the season. But again, we talk about this all the time. It's football, man. I mean, injuries happen. Next man up, you got to go. What has to go right? If let's set an expectation. Let's say that a reasonable expectation is 7-5. What has to go right for Auburn to exceed the expectation, to win 8-9 games?
The offense has to gel, Jay. The offense has to gel against top tier opponents. You know what I mean? They and it's a big question mark, you know, as far as what I have as far as the receiving core. You know what I mean? I feel strongly about our backfield. We got a dynamic backfield.
I think your running backs are fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Now and I also see promise in our quarterback. You know what I mean? But you know, it's the question is, you know, and the offensive line as well. You know what I mean? And so the question is, you know, how strong an offensive line can be, and how well is the chemistry and timing down, you know, with our receivers, you know, when they're going against top tier opponents. And then on the flip side, on the defensive side of the ball, you know, the biggest concern to me is the secondary. You know what I mean? We lost a lot, you know what I mean? And so the secondary, and we got to get off the field on third downs, Jay. We got to get off the field. And as a team as a whole we got to finish the ball game. We got to finish the ball game. I think we can do that, Jay. I think we can exceed any expectation that anyone has for us this year.
Yeah, I think a big thing that I'm going to look for when I'm watching Auburn early in the season is, how do they look in the fourth quarter? Are they turning things up in the fourth quarter? You know what I mean? You get in the fourth quarter of a tight game, you can't keep playing like you played the first three quarters. You got to turn it up. It's got to go up. All right, biggest reason to be optimistic.
Well, I mean, shoot, Jay, Alex Golis. I mean, he's bringing a proven offensive system to Auburn, and that's what, you know, we've been needing. You know what I mean? And so, and again, our dynamic backfield. You know what I mean? Our quarterback. You know, those are the things to be really excited about. And then to have DJ Durkin back as our defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? And have that defense. You know, those are the things that to be optimistic about. You know, and I mean, it's just pretty much that, Jay.
All right, before we flip to the other side of the state for a vibe check, let me tell you guys about one of our great sponsors here. We appreciate them so much. It's the Southeastern Land Group. Now, this is a company that has 80 land agents spread over 10 states. They do a fabulous job of helping people buy or sell rural land across the Southeast. You can visit them at selandgroup.com. And if you're interested in buying or selling rural land in the Southeast, they are the experts. They're the people to see, selandgroup.com. And they also have a really terrific radio show that focuses on everything involving land, right? From markets to, you know, crops to hunting and fishing, all that stuff. selandgroup.com. Go by there. You won't be sorry. It's costing me. All right. Okay, back at it with the vibe check, the Iron Bowl vibe check segment. Time to go to Tuscaloosa. Now, I brought you a video for the Auburn vibe check. Let's check in on a video on the Alabama vibe check. And just to explain really quick, this video is from Aaron Taylor, who really founded the Joe Moore Award, which is given every year to the best offensive line in the country. He was an All-American at Notre Dame, is in the College Football Hall of Fame, played 6 years in the league, a really great former player. And again, the Joe Moore Award is his baby. So he posted this. He goes around to different campuses, checking out practices and watching offensive line play at different schools. And he went to Tuscaloosa sometime in the last week and a half or so. And this is what he posted to the Joe Moore Award Twitter page.
Alabama will be able to run the football this year, full stop. That's the headline. See, when it comes to offensive line play, details are the difference. And the new O-line coach, Adrian Clem, is an incredible teacher. He was a hell of a player, but the big difference I noticed already through a 2-hour practice from what I saw at any time last year on tape from Alabama was the physicality at the point of attack.
Now, let me say this, as a Bama guy myself. For an Alabama fan to hear that, that is sweet, sweet music. You know what I mean? Because I think every Alabama fan is concerned about the lack of physicality, particularly last year. And it wasn't just on the offensive line, really kind of both sides of the ball, honestly. So they made a lot of changes. They brought in some new guys in the front seven on defense, new guys on the offensive line. You bring in a new offensive line coach, a new tight ends coach. They weren't happy with the tight ends blocking last year. So they're trying to address it. If Aaron Taylor's right, then Alabama's going to be pretty good.
Absolutely, Jay. They'll be a serious team, and they'll be a very dangerous team. If they can check those boxes, Jay, look out.
Yeah, it's it's interesting to me because everybody talks about, the transfers coming in on the offensive line. It looks like you're going to have 2 transfers starting on the offensive line. Appears that way. Pause. Get past it. Looks that way that you're going to have 2 transfers starting on the offensive line at center and right tackle. But your left tackle and your right guard are homegrown guys, both 5-star, highly recruited dudes. Jackson Lloyd at left tackle, 6'7", 330. They say he squats like 760 pounds. He's a big physical guy that can move. And then Michael Carroll, who started quite a few games last year, mostly at right tackle, did play some guard, is going to be at the right guard position. It's a little more natural position for him. But again, 6'6", 315, good mover, really strong kid. And both of those guys were highly, highly recruited 5-star kids. So, and then it looks like the left tackle is going to be a homegrown, or left guard is going to be homegrown too. I think they're going to be really young. And I think with this offensive line, even if everything Aaron Taylor's saying is correct, I think it's going to take them a game, 2, 3, 4 to kind of come together. I mean, you're talking about redshirt freshman at left tackle. You're talking about either redshirt freshman or sophomore, or redshirt sophomore at left guard. You're talking about a transferred redshirt junior at center. You're talking about a true sophomore at right guard and an older player at right tackle. So it's young, man, and it takes time for an offensive line to kind of come together. Yeah,
I agree with you, Jay. I agree with you, and it's just gonna be something to see if they can just develop that run game, Jay, and just keep things balanced, man. With all they have going on.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, interesting. I would say the vibes in Tuscaloosa right now are cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic that Keelan Russell can be the player that everybody thinks he's going to be, and that the changes in the offensive line and in the coaching staff are gonna make a difference. So same question that I gave you from Auburn. Biggest reason for optimism for the Crimson Tide?
Jay, I mean, you got a potential. I'm gonna tell you this, Jay. Russell is my dark horse for the Heisman. If everything can come together for him, Jay, and Alabama can find some type of physicality with the defense that they have, Jay, I mean, how can you not be excited about, the Alabama Crimson Tide? You know what I mean? So, but it's just if they can check those boxes, as far as developing the run game and the physicality, Jay, if they can check those boxes, I mean, I don't see a reason for you not to be excited about the Tide football program.
Biggest reason for concern?
Biggest reason for concern, Jay, would be completely opposite of that. They can't find a running game, and they don't have the physicality. You know what I mean? And because I think when they face top tier opponents, if the physicality is not there, Jay, they're going to get it's going to look like Indiana again, like it was last year. You know what I mean? And so that's and then if you can't run the football, you're predictable on offense. I mean, it's going to be tough for them, Jay.
With a redshirt freshman quarterback too.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with you on both counts. I think there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic about Keelan Russell. I think there's reasons to be optimistic about the changes in the coaching staff because they needed to happen, especially on the offensive line. Obviously reasons for optimism on the defense. I think everybody expects the defense to be at least good, right? Can they be great?
Yeah.
Another question. And the reason for concern is the lack of physicality last year. Can you change that in one off season? That is I think a big concern. But if you were given a vibe at Auburn right now, a vibe rating of 1 to 10, where do you think the fans are? Not you personally, but if you were guessing where the fan base is it 5? Is it 6, 7, 8, 4, 3? Where are you at on that?
For the season or for the Iron Bowl?
Just for the season.
Jay, I would have to say at least, I mean, 9. I mean, like I would think the Auburn fan base should be extremely excited about what's going on at Auburn. You know what I mean? Just looking at what the head coach brings to the offense is something that we've been needing. You know what I mean? We got DJ Durkin back on the defensive side of the ball. We have a quarterback. We have a running game. You know what I mean? I don't see why there would be any type of reason other than if they display some of the things that was head scratchers last year, then
right.
then I can see there could be a concern. But I just think, even from the short clips of practice and just the Alex Golish's whole demeanor, his whole entire approach to the Auburn football program, man, I think you have to be excited about. I know the number one thing I got excited about, you know what I mean, is emphasizing the importance of the Iron Bowl. Because I'm gonna tell you this, Jay. I know we go to schools now for different reasons. It's all about the NIL money now. But back when I went, Jay, you want to go, get your education. You know what I mean, of course, and you want to go, of course, to a good program. But for us in Auburn, if you go into Auburn, Alabama, man, you're going to beat Alabama, or you going to Alabama to beat Auburn. You know what I mean? Like, that's in the contract, Jay. You know what I mean? And so as a former player from that era, you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited about how he made an emphasis for that game, you know what I mean? And made it important to the players because it's bigger than you right there, Jay, man. This is for the Auburn family, man. Like, this is everything right here, man.
Sometimes.
And let me say this, Jay, because I don't want this to be misunderstood. Okay, Auburn University plays for national championship. Don't get it wrong, Jay. You know what I mean? The Iron Bowl is not our national championship. But damn it, Jay, if we don't win the damn Iron Bowl, we're not going to the damn national championship. So we have to win the Iron Bowl or the SEC championship. If we don't get that game, we won't be victorious in that game, we're not moving on, Jay.
Yeah, I think it's easy sometimes for people to forget how important that game is to the people in the state of Alabama, because you gotta hear about it for a year. You're going to hear about it. All right, I'm going to put the Alabama vibe check. I would put the 1 to 10 rating on Bama vibes right now at about a 7. And I think the reason is because I think there's people are excited about the defense. I think people are excited about the quarterback. I think people are excited about a lot of things around the program. But there are concerns really and truly kind of based on what we saw in the SEC championship game and against Indiana last year. And it's hard when you get beat 38-3, and that's the last time you saw your team play. It is hard to get that image out of your mind, So I think Alabama fans are optimistic, but cautiously. Just kind of, I think it's going to be good, but let's wait and see. I think that's sort of the vibe right now around Tuscaloosa. Hey, you know what? You got to do a vibe check, man. I mean, you got to see how things are going. You got to know, how are people feeling?
Oh, absolutely right.
All right, Eltoro, let's move on to our next topic. We're going to talk about Heisman favorites, maybe some surprises. I went and I looked up the favorites to win the Heisman this year, and there are 8 that have odds of 12-1 or less to win the Heisman. Just run them down for you. CJ Carr, quarterback Notre Dame, and Arch Manning, quarterback at Texas, both have 7.5-1 odds. You have Trinidad Chambliss, quarterback at Ole Miss, is 9-1. Dante Moore, quarterback at Oregon, is 10-1. You have Julian Sayin, the Ohio State quarterback, at 12-1. You have Darian Mensah, the Miami quarterback. He's 11-1. You have Josh Hoover, the Indiana quarterback, 12-1. And Jeremiah Smith, the Ohio State wide receiver, at 12-1. Let's start with the easiest question. Only one of those guys is not a quarterback, and that's Jeremiah Smith. Has he got a chance as a non-quarterback? I mean, it's kind of become a quarterback award, but I don't think we've seen a non-quarterback win it in quite a few years now, going back, 6 years. So can Jeremiah Smith win this thing?
He definitely has a chance, Jay. I think he's one of the best players in college football. You know what I mean? So I think he definitely has a chance to win it.
I want to get to the next 10. These are the guys who are a little longer odds. By the way, is there one of those favorites that you're like, yeah, that dude, give me that dude?
Dante Moore.
Dante Moore? I like Dante. Yeah. I heard somebody making an argument for CJ Carr the other day. Their argument was Notre Dame's schedule is pretty soft. So with a soft schedule, man, there's going to be chances to score 48 a game. But here's the problem. If it's 38-0 at the half, I'm not risking my quarterback in the second half. I'll give you one series, and then you're out. So, and winning the Heisman takes moments, right? Fernando Mendoza last year, that amazing drive at the end against Penn State. Those kind of things. You've got to have those moments, man. And if your schedule is such that you're just blowing everybody out week to week, I don't know that stats are enough to win it. I think you've got to have a moment where you make the difference in a game. If Jeremiah Smith goes for 148 yards on 9 catches and one of them's a game winner against Texas and Austin, Jeremiah Smith becomes the favorite for the Heisman right then, because he'll have that opportunity. If Arch has a big game against Ohio State, he's going to rock it up the boards. The next 10 favorites by odds: Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, Sam Levitt at LSU, John Mateer at Oklahoma, Jaden Mayava, my guy, at USC, the quarterback, Marcel Reed, Texas A&M quarterback. How about this one? At 25-1, Keelan Russell, quarterback, Alabama.
That was my dark horse, man. I'm telling you.
It's crazy that he's 25-1. In the spring, he was going off at like plus 8,000. So you bet $100 to win 8,000. Now it's down to you bet $100 to win 2,500. So the Vegas guys are like, yeah, that 8,000, man, that plus 8,000. We're not doing that. That's a little too much. Lenore Sellers on the list as well. Bryce Underwood, the Michigan quarterback, and Byron Brown, the Auburn quarterback, in there as well. So, I mean, I know how much you like Byron Brown. I know you like Keelan Russell as a dark horse. He's certainly going to be in an offense that is going to showcase the quarterback. That's what they do. Anybody else on the list kind of hit you and go, yeah, maybe him?
I'm not sure if you said his name or not, but he's not a quarterback. He's a receiver. Malachi Tony.
He's not listed in there. He is greater than 35-1. But I am with you. Yeah, Malachi Tony's a stud. Malachi Tony is an absolute, like, remember the old cartoon? What was it? The spinning, what was it, man?
Sonic?
No, the devil, the what's he called? Anyway, people know what I'm talking about.
Tasmania?
The Tasmanian devil, yeah. I mean, he's like that on the football field, man, or like Sonic the Hedgehog, like he said. Man, Malachi Tony can go.
Jay, I think if he can match or exceed his stats from last year, I think he walks with the Heisman in the end zone, man.
I can't disagree with you. And again, I think all year we're going to be comparing Malachi Tony and Jeremiah Smith and who's having the biggest games. I think that's going to be something to watch. Damon Williams Jr., quarterback at Washington. I'm not throwing him in there as a dark horse, but I would keep an eye on him because he's, to me, very similar to Trinidad Chambliss. He's a little bit smaller. He's very athletic, and he can sling it. And I think if Washington has a big year with Jed Fish now in his third year, I think Devon Williams can find himself in New York too. All right, so I'm going to give you who I think is going to win it, and then I'll give you one that I think could win it if everything goes right. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm on record for this. Jaden Maiava at USC, I think is going to win the Heisman Trophy and get USC to the playoffs. I think Lincoln Riley is going to put everything on Jaden Maiava. It's like pushing all your chips in the middle in a poker game, right? I think he's going to put everything on Jaden Maiava. And the guy was really good last year. If he takes another step, he's going to be something special. And my kind of dark horse, keep an eye on, maybe if things go right. Yeah, I gotta go Malachi Toney, because he's not getting great odds for it, but man, you could win some money if Malachi has a big year.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Who's your favorite? Who are you picking right now?
You know, Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore will lead his squad to the national championship, Jay. And I know you spoke of that last week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You spoke of Oregon being in the championship game, and I think that if he's able to do that, I think he's going to have some moments, some Heisman moments where it's just going to be undeniable. I think Dante Moore, Jay, is one of the most polished quarterbacks in college football right now. So Dante Moore, just thinking of just expecting a big season out of him and expecting him to lead his team to the national championship. Dante Moore is my guy.
If he had come out last year, he would have probably been the number 2 pick. He would have been right behind Mendoza,
without question.
But he came back because he hadn't started many games, and I think obviously he's going to make some NIL money. The NFL money is bigger, but I think he came back because he wanted to develop another year to just be a better quarterback. And there's something to be said for that. You got a dark horse for me? Who you thinking?
Dark horse, Jay. I like yours. I like Malachi Toney, but like I say, if Alabama can check those boxes on the physicality and the running game, man, I think Keon Russell, man, is a guy to definitely watch.
There's a really great, I'm going to plug somebody, shameless plug for a channel I like to watch. Brooks Austin, the Film Guy Network. He was doing a film breakdown on the Alabama offense, and he said, you can guarantee a couple of things with the Kalen DeBoer offense. The quarterback is going to throw for about 4,200 yards and 30 touchdowns. You can bank it, right? Just take it to the bank. That's going to happen. It's going to be right around 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. So yeah, if he's
well, if that happens, Jay.
Yes. I mean, that's basically what Ty Simpson did last year and got beat to hell and back because they couldn't protect him.
Yeah,
they couldn't give him a running game. So all right, this is going to be, I think, some of the most fun we've ever had. So Eltoro, the AP poll, we talked about it. We reacted to it in the last show. The AP poll was released last week. I'll put it up on the screen here. This was the AP poll that was released. And as you can see, judging by the AP poll, your 11 power conference playoff teams would be Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, and Texas Tech. I'm sorry, Texas Tech would not be in because they're the number 12. So I had to go look because who was the group of 6 team that was getting the most votes? And the answer is Boise State. So Boise State would be the number 12. So here is the AP top 25. Let's say that there's an absolute miracle that happens, and the Associated Press got it perfectly right. It finishes just like they said it in the preseason. We all know that's not going to happen, but let's just say. So now we're going to tell you what's going to happen if it finishes that way. Round 1 would be number 5 Texas hosting number 12 Boise State. The second game would be number 6 Indiana hosting number 11 LSU. Number 7 Miami hosting number 10 Oklahoma, and number 8 Texas A&M hosting number 9 Ole Miss. So we're going to do this draft style again, just like we did in our Power 11. So let's say you went first there. I'll go first this time, and I'll get the easiest pick in the world. Number 5, Texas hosting number 12, Boise. Texas wins by something like 40 points. So I'll take Texas in that game. You get to tell us about Indiana hosting LSU.
You think I'm gonna go against Coach Sonata?
No,
No,
probably not.
no. Yeah, Indiana wins a ball game early. Indiana pulls it out and show in the second half that they're just on a different level than LSU.
All right, so you got Indiana over LSU in number 7, Miami hosting Oklahoma. I'm gonna take the Hurricanes. Mainly because they're hosting. I still don't know if I trust John Mateer in that situation on the road in Miami. So I'll go with Miami there in the 7-10 game. 8-9, you got number 8 Texas A&M at Kyle Field hosting number 9 Ole Miss.
Texas A&M defense win championship.
Okay. So the magic run for Ole Miss ends right there. So what that means is now you're going to have Texas. Now we go to bowl games, no more home games. Now we go to bowl games, no more home games. So round 2, you have Texas versus number 4 Notre Dame. Number 5 Texas versus number 4 Notre Dame. And this is my pick. I'm taking the Longhorns. I think the Longhorns get it done. So that leaves you now with the 6-11 winner versus Georgia. So you get Indiana and Georgia in a playoff game.
The Georgia Bulldogs, Jay.
Taking the Bulldogs. Over Signetti, your boy?
I'm going to take him over Signetti, Jay.
I don't hate that pick, yeah.
They don't have Mendoza back there, Jay.
No, they don't have Look, Josh Hoover's going to be good. I just don't know if he's going to be number 1 pick good. All right, so the next one comes to me. I get Miami taking on Oregon, and I am going to take the Oregon Ducks in that game. You know what I think about Oregon. I think they're the most talented team they've ever had in school history. I think they're right there with Texas just in terms of raw talent they're going to put on the field. So I'll take the Ducks right there. And that gives you Texas A&M now with Ohio State.
Texas A&M.
Taking A&M over. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
They would be talking about that one, man. Making a
Jay, you just said now, Jay, that well, this is one of your picks that that Ohio State would not even make it to the playoffs. You know
I mean, I didn't predict it. I just said it was possible.
Yeah, possible, right? So
yeah, I said because I look at their schedule, I could see 3 losses. Anyway, but this isn't our rankings. This is the AP. If this is wrong, it's the AP's fault, right? So that now takes us to the semifinal round. So in game 1, you are going to get the Texas Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies in the semifinals. The state of Texas is on fire. They're burning. I mean, people are fighting in the street. They had to close the grocery stores. I mean, liquor stores ran out of stock. I mean, it's crazy in Texas. Texas and A&M in the semifinal. And I guess this is my pick, right? I'm going to take the Longhorns. I think Sark gets them there. Give me the Texas Longhorns into the championship game. That leaves you now with the Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Oregon Ducks. Kirby Smart against his former defensive coordinator, Dan Lanning. The teacher taking on the student. So Georgia and Oregon. With your Heisman winner, Dante Moore. Who you got?
The student is not yet ready to defeat this teacher. So Georgia Bulldog win, Jay.
Okay. Call us homers and send us to hell because we just picked an all SEC national championship game. If it works that way. Again, these are the AP's rankings, they're not ours. Before we go any further, let me tell you about a group that we have become very fond of, and that is Meacham Marketing. Meacham Marketing Company, an Alabama-based company, they literally can help a business do anything you need to do marketing-wise, including graphic design, social media management, website design, videography, photography, drone services, print marketing, digital marketing, and they take pride in understanding your needs as a client. They work hard at that. So, look, go to their website, check them out there. You're going to love them. MeachamMarketingCO.com. MeachamMarketingCO.com. We appreciate them being a part of that college football show. Again, MeachamMarketingCO.com. So the national championship game we have is Texas and Georgia. I mean, it could happen, Eltoro. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, they could.
But now you got to tell me who's going to win it.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
Georgia Bulldogs, Jay, you kidding me?
Okay. I'll tell you what, just for fun, if it comes down this way, and I'm not predicting that, but if it comes down this way, I'm going to take Texas.
Wow, Jay.
I think Sark gets a turn. I think he finally gets a bite of the apple. So if it works out this way, but we haven't made our picks yet. We're still a few days away from that. So anyway, that's our AP top 25 based playoff bracket. All right, let's get into another topic here. This will be our final topic for the show, but I think it's a good one. You know, everybody does a hot seat list. We kind of know who the coaches are that really need a big year. But let's talk about the coaches most likely to be fired during the season, right? And maybe who goes first. I think there's some questions to be answered. I put together a little list here, and if you want to add somebody, feel free. Bill Belichick at North Carolina, Matt Rule at Nebraska, Shane Beamer at South Carolina, Mike Norvell at Florida State, Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State, Mike Loxley at Maryland, and Dave Aranda at Baylor. All right, based on that list, Eltoro, who do you think stands the best chance of getting fired during the season and the first one to go?
Mike Norvell at Florida State. Jay, I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you like this, Jay. If Florida State doesn't beat SMU, Mike is definitely like 1 foot on a banana peel. But I'm going to tell you why, Jay. He has Alabama. He has Miami. Like, it doesn't get any easier for him. So that's a crucial game, in my opinion, for the Florida State Seminoles.
I think that SMU game is massive for him because if he loses that one, it's hard to imagine him going to Tuscaloosa and getting a win, right?
Absolutely right.
I think he's he's got 1 foot in the grave already, man. I mean, everybody just expects him to be fired. We just don't know when. And I think if they made the move during the season, one of the things that would allow them to do is to start talking to agents about who the next coach is going to be. Because you don't know who you can hire until you're talking to agents, right? And when you talk to the agents, you're going to find out whether or not their guys are interested in you. Are they even interested? You know? So I think that's a really good pick. I'm gonna take another one that I think could happen mid-season or so. But I'm not going to say Belichick. I'm not going to say Belichick.
I do. I figured you were going to say it, Jay.
I don't think it'll be Belichick, and I'll tell you why. Because I think there's just too much respect for him. He's the greatest coach in NFL history. He's won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, nobody's ever done that. So
you said that they will allow him to finish the season?
I think they're going to let him finish the season, good, bad, or ugly. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That's fair. Out of respect for his brand, right? Just who he is. You don't want to be the athletic director that canned Bill Belichick at 4 games into a season. But Dave Aranda at Baylor is another story. When Aranda first went to Baylor, his first couple of years, it looked like he was going to get that program moving. And by all accounts, he's a really sharp guy. He's a really smart guy. But man, the last few years have just been rough. And you're a defensive guy and your defense can't play. That's a problem. I think keep your eye on this. If Baylor goes to Atlanta and hangs with Auburn, I'm not saying they got to win the game, but let's say that Auburn wins that game 31-27, right? Something like that. Then I think the Baylor fans will feel pretty good about Baylor's chances in the Big 12. If he goes down there and gets a 42-14 put on him or something like that, then I think the Baylor fans are going to start, you're going to start hearing them calling for him to be gone. And then it won't take but, maybe 2 more losses by game 6. And, he starts out 2-4, 3-3. And you got to go, buddy. Dave, we love you. It's been real, it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. You know what I mean? So I think Aranda, look, Mike Locksley at Maryland, it could happen, I think. And I feel bad for Mike Locksley. I think he's a decent coach. But the last couple of years have been really rough. Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State, I feel the same way. I don't know that they would fire him mid-season, but because Jeff Lebby his team has looked better every year. They've gotten a little better. Before we continue with this topic here, let me take a minute and thank Chanel Comfort Cooling and Heating. Now, this is if you're watching us in Central Alabama, anywhere near the Lake Martin area, Chanel Comfort Cooling and Heating, you see the phone number down there. They specialize in residential heating and cooling, HVAC systems, whether it's a repair or full replacement. And here's the best part. They are real people who know what life is like. So they're gonna get to you quickly, and they're gonna give you a really fair price. HVAC concerns suck. Chanel Comfort Cooling and Heating can really help you out with that. So check them out. Again, the phone number is down there. You can look them up on Facebook too, Chanel Comfort Cooling and Heating. On the hot seat list, I mean, Shane Beamer, could he get fired mid-season? Here's what concerns me a little bit with South Carolina right now. They just lost 2 wide receivers for the season. So you're down 2 wide receivers for the season already. Your left tackle that you brought in the portal hurt his knee in a pickup basketball game. No, when they did like in the spring, they did like a welcome to campus, or it might have been before, it might have been January, February, but they did like a, hey, our new players are here. Everybody come. And we're going to have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for our players.
Oh, my goodness.
Who does that?
Oh, my goodness, man.
So your left tackle tears up his knee. We don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. We're not sure. Maybe game 3, maybe game 4. I don't know. Either way, he's not going to be in football shape, right? Dylan Stewart, just found out not too long ago, was playing last year down the stretch. Remember, he only had 4.5 sacks. We're like, what's wrong with Dylan Stewart? Turns out he was playing with a broken back.
Like spinal?
Not like a broken spine, but like like he had a broken bone in his back, man.
Oh, man.
So one, I guess they didn't know about it. Surely you wouldn't have let him play, if you had known about that. But so he really hasn't participated in spring, hasn't really participated in fall camp so far. As great a player as he is, right? I mean, they say, oh yeah, we think he'll be good, if not first games, kind of like the left tackle, second, third, fourth. I mean, the signs don't look good, other than the fact that you've got a freak at quarterback in Lenore Sellers.
Right, Jay. And I tell you, man, you need those reps, man.
Yeah. So if you get off, Shane Beamer gets off to like a 2-4 start, I think it's over.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're not going to wait for him to he won 3 of his last 4 games.
No.
6. Don't wait for that. If you're going to once you've decided, then do it. If you've made the decision, then do it. So I would keep an eye on the Beamer thing, and I've been kind of thinking of South Carolina as like a bounce back team, but hearing all the stuff with the injuries and now I'm just starting to wonder.
Not looking good, Jay.
Not looking good, man. Not looking good for the Gamecocks. Sorry. All right, Eltoro, let's wrap this baby up, because here we are. It is Monday. We are 2 weeks away from SEC football. We are a week away from college football. My goodness, we're like, what are we doing? 2-3 weeks away from the NFL? I mean, let's go, man. We're here.
Hey, man, it'd be closer than close, Jay, every day, man.
Are you ready for some football? That's
man, I can't wait, Jay. Cannot wait, man. The best time of the year, Jay.
Hey, we're gonna have games to talk about. Listen, thank you for watching. And again, look down there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. Doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a lot. Eltoro, thank you for the time tonight, brother. We'll do it again in 3 days, okay?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
All right, everybody. Remember, eat your vegetables, go Braves, and to know ball is to love ball. We'll see you.